Good morning. I'm Dr. Wilson Pearl, Associate Professor, Department of Corporate Secretaryship of KCS Kasaragod College of Arts and Science. Now we are going to see a flexible budget next sum. Okay, here in this sum we are going to prepare flexible budget for various overhead and we are going to prepare a overhead rate as well. Okay, we're going to prepare a budget for 50, 60 and 70%. Okay, then the variable expense given in the sum are indirect material, indirect labor, and semi-variable overheads are electricity charges and repairs. Then fixed overheads is depreciation, insurance, salary. So already it is explained that variable means it is vary with the production. Okay, and so the data given here in the sum is only for 60% capacity. So with based on 60% we prepare for 50 as well as 70. Okay, we'll prepare 60 as well. Okay, now variable means it is varying with the production. Then semi variable means half of it, maybe portion of it is fixed and portion of it may be variable. There, what is the portion which is given in the sum itself? For example, here in the electricity 40% is fixed, 60% is variable. Okay, then repairs also 80% is fixed and 20% is variable. The remaining is fixed overhead. It's fixed overhead is fixed for all levels of activity. Okay, so we're going to see. Then last line we have can see that direct labor hours is given as 1,86,000 hours. This is given only for the purpose of finding the overheads rate. Okay, this is given only for the purpose of finding the overheads rate. Okay, for 1,86,000, which is that is the, for 60% capacity. For 60% capacity, the overhead, the direct labor hours is given as 1,86,000 hours. For 60% capacity, the direct labor hours is given as 1,86,000 hours. So what will be for 50% capacity? We'll cross multiply and find out. For the same way, we'll find out what will be for 70% capacity. Okay, after finishing everything, we divide this by the labor hours to get rate per hour. Okay, for example, in here in this 60% capacity, the 93,000 is the total we're going to get. Okay, 93,000 divided by 1,86,000 will give you the rate per hour. Okay, that's what we're going to see. We'll go to the next slide now to see, look at the answer, how it is done. Okay, now, so look here, the 50%. So this is how you do 50%, 60%, 70%. The data given here is only for 60% capacity, but we prepare for 50 as well as 70 and we do 60 also because the variable and semi-variable is given. Semi-variable will be divided into two categories. A portion of it will be taken to variable and portion of it will be taken to fixed. Okay, so here indirect material is given as 6,000 rupees in the sum. Okay, here in this sum the units is not given here actually. Okay, the units is not given. Instead of units, it is given as 60%, 70% and 50%. We assume 50, 60, 70 is units actually. Okay, which means we assume the data given here is only for 60% units, 60 unit. Okay, we remove the percentage for all that thing and we take it as 60 unit, 50 unit and 70 unit. Okay, now indirect material is given as 6,000 rupees. So 6,000 rupees divided by 60 will give you how much? 6,000 divided by 60 will give me 100. Am I right? Okay, then which means per unit it's 100. What will be for 50 unit? 5,000. Then what will be for 70 unit? It is 7,000. Okay, that's the logic. Then indirect labor, same way. 18,000 is given in the sum. 18,000 by 60 will give me how much? 300. So 300 into 50 will give me 15,000. 300 into 70 will give me 21,000. This will be 18,000 as it is. Then electricity charges. 60% is variable. The 60% amount works out to 18,000. The same 18,000. So 18,000 by 60 will give me 300. 300 same way it is 15,000 and 21,000. Then repairs. Repairs is given as 20% is variable. Okay, out of for 20% value it is 600 rupees. So which means 600 divided by 60 will give me how much? 10. So 10 into 50 will give me 500. 10 into 70 will give me 700. So that's all about your variable expenses. Now we'll go to fixed. Fixed means it is fixed for all levels. Okay, so depreciation, insurance, salary, all the three are given as it is. 16,000 for all levels, 4,500 for all levels, 15,000 for all the levels. Then electricity charges 40%. So electricity charges in total is given as 30,000. Out of 30,000, 40% will give me 12,000. So I'll take the 12,000 and now we are going to do a cash budget. Okay, we all know it is cash budget is something which you have already done in +2 itself. Okay, this is prepared on the for the purpose of finding what is the balance to be there in the end of every month. Maybe we do it for 3 months or 6 months. We focus the cash balance for the 3 months or 6 months or for the year, whatever it is, based upon the sum. Here in this case, in this sum, you are going to prepare a cash budget for April, May and June. So which means the data given here for February, March, April, May and June. So based on this, you're going to find a balance of cash, what will be there in the month of April, what will be there in the month of May, what will be there in the month of June. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So which means we prepare beforehand and find if there's any negative balance. For example, in the month of April or in the month of May or in the month of June, if we get a negative balance, we have to talk with the bank manager and we have to make a necessary arrangements for the overdraft facility beforehand. So this is possible with the preparation of cash budget. Okay, now let us see. The data given here is sales, purchase, wages and expenses. Okay, so these are the 4 columns given here, and out of these 4, only one is the revenue, one is the receipt, one is the income. The rest are payments. Okay, here the sales alone is called as receipts. The purchases, wages, selling, sales expenses, everything is payments. Okay, we'll see how the sales is collected, how the sales are collected. When it is sold, February it is sold for 1,20,000. March it is assumed it will be sold for 1,30,000. April it is assumed as only sales is 70,000. May is 1,16,000. June is 85,000. Then the paragraph says the sales at 10% realized in the month of sale, balance equally realized in the subsequent 2 months. Which means, I'll repeat again. The sales at 10% realized in the month of sale, which means it is cash sale. Whatever the sale may be in any month, that particular month 10% sales is considered as cash sales. The remaining 90% is considered as credit sales. That credit sales is balanced equally realized in the 2 subsequent months, which means for February the 2 subsequent months will be March and April. Okay, the 10% of February 1,20,000 is collected in the same month. The remaining is collected in March and April. Okay, for when a particular money is collected in various months, February collection is done in March, April. Also, in that case, you have to prepare a working note to find what is the real amount collected. Okay, then next one. What about the purchases? The next line says the purchases are paid. The creditors are paid in the month following the month of supply. The next month it is paid. The whole amount is paid in the next month, not divided into 2 or 3. Okay, the wages 20% is in arrear, which means 80% is paid in the same time. Okay, if nothing is said, we assume it is paid in the same month. If clearly given arrears means, then it is delayed. Okay, the word arrear is delayed. The another name for arrear, you can use it as lag in payment, a delay in payment. Okay, if when you come across the word lag, which means it has a delay. Okay, then the 20% is paid in arrears in the following month, which means 80% is paid in the same month. Okay, then which means we prepare a working note for wages as well, because it is divided into 2 parts, 80 and 20. When it's divided into 2 or 3 parts, we do working note. In the other cases, we don't need to do working note. For example, here purchases. The purchases, the whole amount is paid in the next month. There's no division of, there's no split in the amount. Okay, unlike your wages. Okay, then sundry expenses paid in the month itself. So sundry expense is paid in the month itself, which means your expenses, sundry expenses means your sales expenses is paid in the same month itself. Then income tax 20,000 is payable in June. We are preparing budget for April, May, June. So in the month of June alone, we'll write income tax paid. Then dividend 12,000 payable in June. Then income from investment 2,000 received half yearly in March and September, which means we are doing only for April, May, June, nothing to do with March and September. So we'll totally ignore that income from investment. Okay, then cash balance. So that is the opening balance of cash is 40,000 for the month of April is given here. Okay, now we'll go through the sum now. We'll go to the next page. So first we are doing the working note for sale calculation. Okay, this is the way you calculate a sale because the sales are divided into three parts. For example, the February month sales is 1,20,000. The 10% is collected in same month, February itself. The remaining is divided into two parts, which is 1,20,000 minus 12 will give me how much? Is 1,08,000. The remainder is 1,08,000. This 1,08,000 is divided into two parts. That is 54 and 54. Okay, it's collected in the next month and followed by subsequent next month. Okay, so these are the 2 months it has been collected. The same way you do for every month. The March 1,30,000 out of 1,30,000, 10% will give me 13,000. What will be the remainder? 1,17,000. This 1,17,000 you divide by 2 will give you 58,500. 58,500 is collected in the next month and the remaining 50 is the following month, second month following. Okay, then same way April, 10% is collected in the same month. April means April itself. Then what is the remainder? Out of 70,000, 7,000 is gone. It's collected in the same month. What will be the remainder? Remainder is 63,000. So 63,000 will be collected. Half of 63,000 is 13,500. 13,500 in the May and other 13,000 in the June. Then same way May 1,16,000. 10% will give me 11,600. The remainder is divided by 2 will give you 52,200. The same way 10% of 85,000 will give me 8,500. The other two will go to July and August. We don't worry about July and August. We prepare only for the month which is required. Okay, April, May, June alone. We don't worry about July, August, September and all. Okay, then we make the total only for the 3 columns which is required actually, which is asked to be prepared. Here the problem asks you to prepare April, May, June. So we make total only for April, May, June, not for February, March. Okay, so these are the real sales. The same way we do a working note for wages as well. We'll see in the next page here. So now you can see the wages calculation the same way February, March, April, May, June in the column and the rows as well February, March, April, May, June. Then the problem says 80% in the same month and 20% in arrear, which means 8,000 is the same month, 2,000 arrear. The same way 80% is 9,600, 20% is 2,400. The same way for 8,000, 80% is 6,400, 20% is 1,600. So this is how we do. Then we make the total only for April, May and June. So these are the total wages required for April, May and June. Okay, now we'll go to the real answer. So this is how you prepare a cash budget. We write the heading here. There is the particulars and the particulars you prepare 4 columns. How many columns are there? In total 4 columns you prepare. One is for particulars, then April, May and June. Then the problem says 40,000 is the opening balance. It is already given that we wrote that. Then the sales for April from the working note. From the working note we can make out the sales for April is 1,90,500. Then sales for May is 1,01,600. The sales for June is 92,200. Then the purchases are delayed by 1 month, isn't it? So which means for March, whatever we made purchases in the March, we'll pay it in the April. So for the March, we made a purchases of 98,000. So that 98,000 will be paid in April. In April, we made a purchase of 1 lakh. This 1 lakh will be paid in the month of May. Then for the month of May, we purchase to the extent of 1,03,000. That will be paid in the next month, that is June. The same way, wages. The problem is silent with regard to wages. Therefore, we assume it is paid in the same month. Is it clear? So that's how you do your wages. Now, next one, your sundry expenses. The sundry expenses is nothing but your sales expenses. How much is sales expenses? What the problem is, sundry expenses are paid in the month itself, which means the same month. Then 5,000, 10,000 and 6,000. The respective month. Then income tax and dividend is payable in the month of June. So income tax I wrote only in June. The same way dividend is payable is only in June. Now after filling up everything, we close the column one by one. First, we close the column of April. We make the receipt total first, then payment total first. Okay, and we name the receipt as A, and we name the total of payment as B. So A minus B will be my closing balance of April. So the closing balance of April is 47,700. This 47,700 will be the opening balance for the month of May. The same way we close a receipt and payment. So our receipt minus payment will give me a balance of 29,700 for the month of May. This closing balance will be the opening balance for the month of June. The same way I close the June month and get a negative balance of 27,500, which means in the month of June we have a shortage of fund in the bank to the extent of 27,500. So if you have to talk with the bank manager and make arrangement, necessary arrangement to provide bank OD in particular month of June. That's it. Okay, we'll go to the next sum now. The next sum, same way, cash balance. So sales, material, wages, production overhead, selling overhead, everything is there. Okay, then cash balance is there. Opening balance of cash is 1,000. Sorry, on 1st January is 10,000. The new machinery to be installed is 30,000 credit to be repaid in the 2 equal installment of March and April. Okay, so this is how we're going to see the next sum now, how it is done. Here we are going to start with the calculation of sales, that is your working note, because the problem says in the last line we can make it from the sum 50% of the sales is for cash, the remaining 50 is credit. So I told you earlier itself, I told you whenever wherever there is a break in the collection we have to do the working note. Here there is a break, the whole amount is not collected in one time, but the whole amount is collected in 2 times. So when there is a breakup we have to do the working note. Here the problem says the sales is 50% is cash and 50% is credit. The credit is collected in the next month, that is the following month. Okay, the sales we know for January it is 20,000. The 50% of 20,000 will give 10,000. The remaining 10 is collected in the next month. Okay, then February 22 of 50% 11,000, the next month 11,000. The March 24 50% is 12,000, the remaining 50 is 12,000 again. April 50% is 26,000, the remaining is 50% of 26,000 is 13,000, the remaining again 13,000. Then 28,000 50% is 14,000, then again remaining is 14,000. Then June 50% of 30,000 is 15,000, the remaining 15,000 will go to July. So we no need to worry about July. We are preparing a budget only for January to June. So now we make a total for all the columns here and we get the total sales here. Okay, now we'll go to the next calculation now. Next calculation is the wages. The same way, wages, the problem says 50% of it is delayed. The delay in payment of wages is half month, which means 50% is delayed. The same way for your sales, the half in the same month, the half in the next month. Okay, that's how you do. Look at January is 4,000, half is January paid, the remaining half is paid in February. The same way, February 4,400 is in the same month. February half of it is in the same month, 2,200. The remaining half is next month. Then March 4,600, 50% is 2,300. Remaining 2,300 next month. Then again 4,600, 2,300 and 2,300. Then 4,800 is 2,400 and again 2,400. Then 4,800, then 2,400 again. Then remaining will go to July. So you don't need to worry about July. Now we make the total for all the columns now. Okay, now we'll go to the real answer now. So here, this is how you do. The same way, particulars, how many columns are here? 6 column plus 1, particulars is 7. Okay, then opening balance is given for January is 10,000. Okay, we do the posting now. We have sales is here. Here in the sum, there's a second column money is there. It is a receipt now, and even premium along with it, which is a receipt now. So second column money and premium is a receipt. Therefore, we write in the March as it is said. Then the rest of payment, material, wages, production overhead, selling and distribution overhead, sales commission and machinery. So these are payments now. The problem says first one by one. We'll go to the sales. We have done the sales now. Then we'll do the material. Material is nothing but purchases. And the problem says purchase, the credit allowed to customers is credit allowed to suppliers is 2 months, which means when I purchase in January, I'll make the payment only in March. When I purchase in February, I'll make the payment for February only in April. When I purchase in March, the whole purchased amounts payment will be made delayed by 2 months, which means after March, April and May, it will be paid in May. In same way, when I purchase the amount, whatever the purchases made in April will be delayed and paid after 2 months, which means it will be paid in the month of June. So that's it. Okay. Now, the full amount is transported. So no need to do any working note here. Then wages. The problem says what are the wages? Half month. We did already the working note. The answer we got in the working note will be transferred here as it is. The next one. The production overhead. The problem says delay in payment of overhead is 1 month. So production overhead and selling, which means both overheads, selling and distribution and production overheads, both are delayed by 1 month. So if you make payment, if you incur an expenditure in January, we make the payment for the expenditure only in February. The same way for sales commission. Okay. Next, we do the problem says the delay in payment of overhead. The next one, the machinery. The machinery is purchased and the payment will be made in March and April. 30,000. So half of it equally, which means 15,000 and 15,000. Okay. Then sales commission. Sales commission is calculated 5% on sales. So we know what is the sales. From the sales we calculate 5% and we take it as the delayed. It is paid within the month following the sales, which means delayed by 1 month. For example, in the first case, in the case of January, the sales is 20,000. Out of 20,000, 5% will give me how much? 20,000, 5% will give me 1,000. So sales commission of January sales will be paid in February. The sales commission of February is 22,000. Out of 22,000, 5% will give me 1,100. So that will be paid in the month of February. Actually, it is paid in the month of March. Then same way, what are the sales of March? March sales is 24,000. Out of 24,000, 5% will give me how much? 1,200. So for March, commission is paid in April. The same way it goes on. Okay. Now over. So we make the total one by one now. We'll first close the January total. Receipt is 20,000. The payment is only 2,000. So balance is 18,000. So January closing balance 18,000 will become opening balance for February. The same way we close the February. We make the receipt total as 39 and payment total as 9,200. Then closing balance of February will be 29,800. This 29,800 will become the opening balance for March. It goes on. The March closing balance will become opening balance for April. The April closing balance will become opening balance for May. The May closing balance will become opening balance for June. That's it. So there ends the sum. So this is how you do your cash budget. Okay. Now we'll go to the next one now.